Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to me. I do welcome you to the Ugandan Work, a platform that is in a place to analyze and advocate for the rights of the working people in Uganda. We have always talked about rights of the working people, and many people have never understood why we even talk about rights of the working people. There are people who think that you can trample over people's rights and still be able to realize development. It's not possible that you can trample on people's rights and still be able to develop a society. If you do develop a society by trampling over people's rights, a time is going to come when whatever it is that you have built will be destroyed, because it will not be part and parcel of the community that you are serving. I therefore want to thank you very much for accepting to always spare part of your time to listen to these explanations that I'm making, with the hope that at some stage we are going to be able to work together. I am looking forward to a time when I, together with you, shall be able to work together in bringing about change. Because like I've already explained, change can never come merely by an individual such as Wanzusi coming to bring about change. No, I am just an ordinary citizen who believes that something must be done to ensure that the rights of the working people are respected, and that this will not come by me simply keeping quiet. Maybe I'm the only one who is seeing the danger of abuse of people's rights. Isn't it important that you too follow and understand how the rights of the working people are abused? Remember, these people I'm talking about your children. I'm talking about your brothers and sisters who come from the different parts of the country. I'm not simply talking about workers to refer to people who are merely working with me. No, I am talking about workers, those I know, those I do not know. Actually, the majority of the people that I speak for, I do not know them. I do not know even 1% of the total workforce in Uganda. What I know is that the entire majority of the working people in Uganda are working under very hostile working terms and conditions of service, because the various workplaces that I have gone to have really shown that the situation, unless some deliberate efforts are put in place, our people are going to continue functioning, are going to work like as though they are slaves. And what disturbs me is that many times people in authority are not responding as is required. Even people who rise up and claim to be representatives of the people, they look to be helpless. They are also lamenting. That's why I'm taking up this time to continue explaining and expounding on these issues that you will be able to see. I have promised you that beginning from January next year, around 15th, the videos that are going to follow after that time will be videos that are going to show you the practical examples of what I am talking about. When I talk about abuse of rights, sometimes you will never appreciate until you see some of these things physically. So I'm going to start highlighting the practical examples, the examples showing how workers are suffering in the various workplaces under the hands of their employers. I want to thank you very much for sparing your time to continue listening, and I want to encourage as many people as possible to join. Those of you who are listening, please keep sharing these documents, keep sharing these documentaries, keep encouraging as many people as possible to come on board, because this is not an ordinary movement. This is a movement that is intended at bringing about a change in the labor administration in Uganda. The aspect of labor administration is very important, because I have quite often equated it with what happened in the days of slave trade, because people remained there watching, saying that let the government handle themselves. They were not bothered, as a result of which they suffered serious, devastating effects, which up to this present time we are still witnessing. I want to thank you very much. Today, I want to share with you something very brief out of what I captured a day ago while I was attending a burial of an old man called Ezekiel Mauku, who was buried in Nabiswa, Nibugwere. This man is a man who was born in 1930. But specifically, I'm interested in him because he was a father to two of our colleagues in the trade union movement, Honorable Stephen Mugole and Mauku Moses, who is the General Secretary of HTS Union. I together with many other people, went there and attended that burial. That old man was born in the year 1930. And at the time of his death, he had lived a good long life of 93 years, and produced many children, two of whom we are working with. But during this particular incident, when we were burying this old man, Ezekiel Mauku, the preacher of the day spoke about two things. He spoke about many things, but I would want to speak about two, but with much emphasis on one. He spoke about the fact that we are just a heap of soil, and at a particular stage, we shall go back from where we came. He said we are just soil, and at a particular stage, we shall go back to where we came. Of course, he was quoting from the scripture, trying to show that it is not important for us to be very proud. It's not important for us to live as proud elements. We need to live and work in humility. Everything that we do, we must work and live in humility. Serve humanity with a lot of humility, because we are nothing but a heap of soil, which at an appropriate time shall return to whence it came. The other point that he did talk about in the process of explaining his points, which I really want to be, is a gist of what I want to talk about here today, is the fact that while we were at the burial, he pointed out the weaknesses of the community. But one of the weaknesses he pointed out was the fact that people in the community who had come for burial, he challenged them not to ask for handouts from the bereaved. Just because somebody is a member of parliament, just because someone is working in Kampala, he has lost a father and come back home, you cannot go there to go and sympathize with him or her, but at the same time, you are asking for handouts from such a person. He said it's not right. It's a bad practice for a people who have come to mourn. When you come to a mourning place, you are sympathizing with the closer relations, the closer relatives who have lost their beloved one. Now when you reach there, he challenged them, don't start asking for handouts from these people. But of course what the bishop was explaining, the bishop was explaining a practice that is not only in Bugwere. This is a practice which is scattered almost all over the country. I have witnessed it myself among the Bagisu. I've witnessed it among the people from northern Uganda. I've witnessed it among various people from eastern Uganda. And I've seen that many times when people come to mourn for the bereaved, they come to mourn for the bereaved, but sometimes they come with really different motives. They don't come to mourn. And the bishop was really challenging and said, no, this kind of behavior should not be entertained. Indeed, what the bishop was explaining is the truth. But why I'm particularly interested in this matter is to try and dig out, why do our people behave like this? Because this behavior is really alien. This behavior is strange. It was never the behavior of our people in the olden days. It was never the behavior of our people to go to burial places and use the occasion to demand for handouts, even from the bereaved. It was never the behavior of our people, it was never the culture of our people to go to burial places to mourn, and while there, use it as an opportunity to advance a selfish interest. People always came to mourn genuinely, and they contributed, they supported They believed, rich or poor. That is what